Hello YouTube. It is 4:50 p.m. Sunday, December 19th. And wow, less than 2 weeks left of this shit show of the year. So I don't know about the rest of you. I'm ready for it to be over. Honestly, even more than I was ready for 2020 to be over. God, was I ready for 2020 to be over. It's just 2021, more like 2020 Volume 2. Anyway, I'm walking through the Arcadia Crossing shopping center, and yeah, not a lot of Christmas shopping time left, so it's pretty chaotic going in and out of Target, trying to walk around their big balls. It's kind of funny, the difference between the pedestrian traffic here on this walkway in the front of the shopping center, which is just bustling right now. To be honest, I don't know that I've ever seen it this many people walking on this. It's really interesting how this is a completely different class of people than what you'll encounter if you actually walk on the sidewalk, which is exactly an eighth of a mile to the west of me. Yeah, on the other side of that Taco Bell over there, where I just got dinner, by the way. It's delicious, as per usual. I got off the bus right there by the Taco Bell. I got some food at Taco Bell and walked north to do a little banking at both of my banks, which just to the north of there. And the shit show of homeless people along 44th today is more than I've ever seen it. There's a whole lot congregate, like a whole, I don't know if encampment is the right word, but just a whole congregation of people with their shopping carts full of stuff. I want to say shopping carts full of garbage, but one of the shopping carts that I walked by caught my eye because he had a really high-end, like I'd sit and stare at it and scrutinize like what exactly it was, but looked to be, I want to say it was an Altec Lansing, but yeah, it looked to be a pretty high-end speaker of some kind. And sitting on top of it, I could see the screen was activated, was a pretty damn high-end smartphone. So, I mean, still, the vibe was just clearly homeless, and people along the wall sorting through whatever they're sorting through, and a lot of discarded food and just trash everywhere. And it's really crazy, like the contrast of that, just literally on the other side of the parking lot, and then, you know, it's a sea of parking, and this, you know, walkway here in the front of the shopping center. It's like two completely different worlds. It's pretty striking for those who pay attention. But I got a feeling the bulk of the people that are walking on this walk, probably everybody but myself, is completely oblivious to what is actually on the sidewalk of 44th Street. That's when you're driving down 44th Street, it's easy to not even notice that stuff because you're paying attention to cars and just, you know, driving by as quick as you can. And if you're walking on this walkway, more likely than not, you walk to it from that giant sea of parking, and you're just walking between the different stores you're going to. So this is the last store here. It's the Petco, which I love this store. I really do. I hardly ever come here anymore, but I used to before my damn fish died. Still a little sad about that. I'm down to one lizard. I've got one green anole, which I don't think I've ever, I never mentioned the lizard. And to be honest, Priscilla takes more care of the lizard at this point than I do. And between the two of us, we give it just about enough care to keep it alive. And she's even been telling me she's debating as to whether she wants to see if she can find somebody that wants to take it in, since the other one died, which I don't feel like it died from neglect. I mean, they only live so many years, and I feel like I've had that anole that many years. But in fact, one time it did get cold, and it did get like some kind of, like the equivalent, the lizard equivalent of a cold, and its glands swelled up, and it recovered from that. So I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not going to take a lizard that pet stores, when they have them, sell for very, very little. And at this point, I've lost count of how many I've actually bought and how many have just been given to me. Like, oh, you actually want the anoles? Just, yeah, thank you, give them a home. Which it kind of surprises me they're not more popular. I mean, they're not the most interactive pets, as small, as lizards go. I mean, it's, not like I know there's, it's not like a Komodo dragon where you can walk the thing or even as interesting as, like a bearded dragon or something, and it'll take it out and be more interactive. They're definitely, don't like to be handled, but, they are absolutely adorable. And sometimes they're kind of fun to watch. And, honestly, to me, the most fascinating thing, which was funny because when I bought them, I just bought them because Lily really, really wanted a lizard. And she was going through this just fascinated by lizards phase. And we went and looked at lizards at the pet store. In fact, the pet store I just walked by. And it was, the price of most of the lizards was like, yeah, I can't afford this. And the anoles were surprisingly inexpensive. And they certainly met Lily's requirement for, ooh, they're so cute. And at the time they were bright green. I just assumed, they're called green anoles, and I just assumed, yeah, that's what they look like. They're bright green. Cool. And like the day after I got one, or second day after I got two. And the second day, one of them was like a bark colored brown. And it was just like, oh shit. Oh my God. Is it, I thought it was sick. I was so worried. I Googled it. I'm like, oh. These things are sometimes referred to as American chameleons, and they do that. And went down quite the rabbit hole. I've gone down the rabbit hole a few times. As kind of interesting thing with the green anoles is they nobody really knows why they change colors. There's a lot of theories, but it seems like the more research, actual scientific research that is done into it, the more basically it just every theory, there's been proper, actual scientific studies done. And basically every study proves that no, that's not 100% it. It does seem to be a combination of a lot of things. Definitely like how comfortable and happy and content the lizard is. That seems to be a factor. With green kind of sort of an indication of pleasure. They do sometimes camouflage. There have been times where I'm trying to, it's like, where the hell are the lizards? And one of them will be up against something, and they have just completely matched the color of it. Like, haha, I'm invisible. Can't see me, I'm invisible. But then other times, I'd be down in the bark at the bottom of the enclosure and just bright green. So it kind of come to the conclusion based on the stuff I've read based on research and then just watching them, that basically they're whatever color they want to be. It seems to be a conscious decision by them. And I've seen them do combinations of colors, but they pretty much do everything, all the natural tree colors, pretty much every shade of green and brown you can think of. I can even kind of get to like a yellowish brown, but I find them to be fascinating pets, and I don't know. It's kind of a bummer that Lily's not around, and to be honest, the last couple of years that she was living with me, she did seem to have kind of lose interest in the lizards, but yeah, they're neat, and that pet store's where they first came from. And Priscilla generally handles getting crickets for them, and she's been going somewhere else to get them. Birds are loud in this alley today. So I forget what I was going to talk about when I started rolling video. I definitely wasn't planning on talking about... Hey, what's up? I'm doing pretty good. What you been up to? I feel you there. Are you done right now? What? Are you done? Like, are you home for the night?
I'm gonna just go and drop some stuff off. But you know what? Can you show me? Do you have a moment? Can you show me how to reset my TV?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, I'll just walk right over. Let me just drop my groceries off and I'll be right over, man. That was unexpected. That's my neighbor. um, yeah, I kind of feel bad. I've helped him with some projects, and then had a couple I've kind of started with and I haven't followed through, and a lot of it is just our schedules are not very compatible. But it looks like we've hit one of those moments where it's good for him, it's good for me, so I'm going to go help him with his TV. On that note, I'm just going to wrap this up. I don't remember what I was going to talk about. I know it wasn't about my lizards, but yeah, I'll be back. There'll be more. Thanks for watching.